Just to tune. Okay. Good morning to you all. Nice. Good morning. Yeah. So come, have a seat. Okay. So I wasn't aware that I am going on air now. Suddenly I'm being broadcasted. So those who are watching me online, please let me know if you can hear my voice so that I can raise my voice if required. Right. Otherwise, I'll be pretty audible in the class over here. Okay. Good. So let me just start off with my introduction because उतना तो बनता ही है मालूम तो हो कौन है सामने खड़ा है. So I'm Professor Suhas Pawar. Okay, I am a corporate trainer in communication skills, and I am a placement consultant. So I come from that world where you are preparing yourself to. Okay, so I come from there. So I certainly bring good news to you all because especially when you are over here at My Tayari, you all have already shown the intent to take a step towards that world, right? So obviously you all are at an advantage, right, over there, right? So in our quest, now that you are part of okay. So I'll just start off with one statement. The greatest discovery in life is to find yourself. Okay. This is not mine. It is there on their calendar over there. Okay. So I just picked it up. But I found it very relevant because the moment you find your own self, right, the world becomes very beautiful. Right. Then it is not dependent on others. Then it is only dependent on yourself. But finding yourself is very important. Okay. So what is my role? What is my role and what is the intent of Murli sir to introduce these sessions? Okay. It is just to find your own self. Now you all have already found your own self in your own life, in your own personal life. Underline. In your own personal life, you have found yourself. Right? Now you are trying to uh, find yourself or grow, trying to find a way into the corporate world. And how is it going to be there? So you are all preparing variously for various exams, for some entrance exams, right? So that will come to know. I'll understand from you. So you all are trying to find out that way, right? So you all are preparing yourself through that. But when you are saying about communication, okay, communication, as my first statement said, your own self. What is your own communication, right? A lot of people feel I talk a lot with myself when I'm alone, when I talk a lot, right? Now that talking, I consider even for myself, not for you just, okay? When I sit and I'm talking about this, I'm thinking about that person, I'm replying that person also, I'm requesting that person also, everything is going in my mind. And I consider that as my communication, self-talk. Okay. That is certainly not your self-talk. Okay, that is just a chatter. That is just some disturbances. Okay, which is actually stopping you from communicating with your own self. Okay. Over the period, I will introduce you how to communicate with yourself also, right? But not immediately, right? We'll go through all steps, right, of finding yourself, because your success in corporate world is not just about communicating with others, right? How you are comfortable with your own self is more important. A lot of people, you see a lot of classes and organizations, communication skills and spoken English and all these things, and people are talking about language, and it is not true. Take it from me, though my medium of communication is English because I'm comfortable with that language. Okay, not just because I want to be, very impressive. I'm comfortable with that. I'm not as much comfortable with other language. Okay? Whatever you are comfortable with in the corporate world, no one bothers. Obviously, as long as the facts gets, conveyed, right? Many people are there who don't have a lot of command over the language. Right? Now let's just understand few fundamentals. I'm not going to dwell too much today, just an introduction between you and me and what we will be going through. Right. So today I haven't come with any of the syllabus or any of the agenda. Today is just going to be some discussions, right, on some insights also for you all. So there was a survey done. Right? A lot of people do a lot of surveys, and West people are very good at doing a lot of surveys. So they conducted some surveys, right? And I'm just checking if there is any thing coming from anyone. Okay. Huh? So people discovered, okay, communication, everything is, so let us. So they started finding out what is really communication, right? So can you imagine, can you tell, just guess, let's have a discussion. What do you think is the most important thing that actually communicates between two persons? Now we are talking of person to person. Okay. Man, humans, Homo sapiens. Okay. If two people are there, what is the most strong communication that happens? What is the medium? Is it your words? Is it your voice? Is it your body language? Or your eyes? What is the most important thing that really gets conveyed? Thoughts, words, eye contact. So, someone saying thoughts? Okay, thoughts, yes, okay. Body language, right? So, you said thoughts, yes, but thoughts gets reflected through something. Because I am now thinking something. Okay. Are you understanding what my thinking is going on? No. Thoughts, that is very good that you said about thoughts, because the most difficult thing about communication is that I can't read your mind, or neither can you. So that thoughts gets conveyed through your various mediums. So as you rightly said, eye contact, body language, and voice, and words, and this. Yeah. So the most effective communication that you all can have, or anyone can have, is actually body language. It's almost 60 to 70%. Okay. Now, the banner under which I conduct my sessions, I conduct it in corporate world also. So it is called Confident India. Okay. So I'll just write down. Nothing. Just that I. So I thought about this, title, Confident India, and why should I have it as Confident India? Because by the way, I'll just give. I have got the opportunity to work abroad as well. Around 304 years, I was abroad working in UK. So I got an opportunity to work with a lot of people out there also, and there were Indians and there were other people as well. And I always felt that when that we as Indians are very good technically, are very good logically, analytically. We are very good problem solvers. Problem solvers, what is a nice word for problem solving in India? यही तो आता है. We are great jugaders. We go in the world, right? And we are good. We don't actually have to be proud of us. Our country of India has given this, that it's in our DNA, or it is in the soil, mati. That only gives us that thing. हम लोग बन ही जाते. But when it comes to cooperating, when it's coming to associating, when it comes to communicating, that is where we have a lot of reservations. we keep a lot of reservations. We don't talk or we don't communicate very easily. Since India is a whole, it's a big cauldron. Cauldron, in a sense, big pot of people with different cultures and different languages and different races. You understand races? So we have all races in us, right? But huh. So whenever we start talking or when you're communicating, we have a lot of those filters. This filter, that filter, this filter, this language, that language, this area, that area. We have caste, we have religion, we have tuck. So we have so many of them that there is no unifying factor, right? So that is where I always felt. But fortunately for me, I can only say I will also want to request you all to be also associated. Fortunately, in my school, I was with the NCC, which is the National Cadet Corps. So I was with the Air Force Wing, and that is where you actually understand, what is the importance of, national spirit, right? So there's oneness. There can be all different things, different people, different languages, different religions, different caste, everything. But there is a oneness in it. And that is when it comes to, especially when you find it in the defense services. There's always oneness. So that oneness is very important, right? And that when you have that oneness, when you feel that, oh, we are all one, right? That is when this factor comes into confidence. But when you know that you are all separate, I'm from Maharashtra, I'm from West Bengal, I'm from Kashmir, I'm from this religion, I'm from this caste. You feel so lonely. You feel so, only within some this. So we don't feel that, but if you go abroad or you go, they are small nations, but they are one. They are a big nation with a lot of diversity. So if you get that oneness feeling, you feel very confident. So that is where I felt that this word confidence should be there. And once I returned back to India, I realized, wow, India is real confident, I'm telling you. We are now into a different altogether time zone. Yeah. There was a time when India was a developing nation. Today, after 1991, when there was a liberalization, I don't know if you are aware of that. This is your pre-birth, probably. Huh? So we went through tough times, and then there's a lot of liberalization. People are now, we are all becoming very confident. So then I thought that yes, now let us celebrate that confident India. So I started this confident India, right? And so in this whole, that I realized that each person is in his or her own journey. एक यात्रा है. You all individual. You knew why you even me. I am in my own journey, na? My own life. My childhood, I would have dreamt of something. By the way, yesterday or 2 days back, I actually didn't. I had missed out earlier, but I saw this movie called 12th Fail. Everyone seen it? Yes. Everyone should see it. Huh? Now you know what that person has his dreams. Nothing. What about civil services? Too far off. He's in just a village, He's not even clearing his 12th standard. And then this thing, but then there is desire. What is there is a desire. See, that is a journey. He wants to be like his father. He wants to do something, So that's where the dream starts. And then he has his own journey. So the whole movie is his journey and finding his own destination, right? That is all it is. Yeah. Please. Yeah. If you don't mind. Yeah. Okay. This is very thankful. Huh? I actually did not get my water, but this is very good. I hope you all don't mind. This is just students, my. Yes. Okay. Please connect Sanjeevni. Please. Okay. Saying, please connect Sanjeevni. She is requesting for meeting. So is this possible or we'll have to wait for that? Anyway, no problem. Yeah. How do I don't know how to do that. There's one someone who is requesting Sanjeevni to join. I don't know how to add.
Automatic.
हाँ एक मिनट हाँ नहीं काय प्रॉब्लम नहीं हाँ yes please I am still not very admit on
स्नेहल संजीवनी को बताओ वो लिंक दोबारा ये ज्वाइन करने के लिए
हाँ चलें okay fine yeah so we were coming back to that thing is all we are all in our own journey right so this journey is what is most relevant to us and when I am like looking from the corporate world and looking this I'm not just going to come and tell you oh we need this we want you all to do this we want to do this see you all each have your own journey so I am going to be part of that journey right how to get you all from the campus to the corporate right so first you must identify yourself right as my first statement said what was the biggest discovery is your own self ask yourself but sometimes actually you don't even know what we want frankly I'm telling you after so many years of life even I am still searching what I really want in life right so that search has to go on right because the purer the search right then your idea is very focused right so just imagine someone who's now today in Australia yeah playing the test match and he's out there to face the best of bowlers and the worst of pitches and the fastest of pitches and the biggest of boundaries and all is there and then he suddenly has a thing that what am I doing here just imagine if the thought he comes to you you have Stark who's bowling you all Yorkers and swingers and suddenly you have this thought that what am I here for then you have missed the ball right so that's what it's all about finding about so communication is not about just external communication I hope that's what I am trying to tell you there is an internal communication also how much is our internal communication without disturbances right so over the period I will tell you about how to connect to yourself and how right so but one of the best ways the very simplest way if you have I'll tell you about one book called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living it is by Dale Carnegie I'll write it down for you it's written way back in 1950s but it's a very beautiful book it is something like some standard books we call this is a right I don't know. Has anyone come across this book?
No.
In simple words, he has given a lot of tips and a lot of anecdotes how to stop worrying. Yeah, how to stop worrying and start living. Is it my? I hope my this is clear. Okay, thank you for the break. And so, even when you sit idle, is there only one thought?
No.
So many thoughts. Yeah. So, but when you're writing a paper, a particular paper, obviously you are very focused, no? You are writing accounts or management or something. You're thinking about that, and even if some other thought comes, paper is there, time is there. So time everything. So there is a clarity. Okay. So the best thing whenever you are in trouble, when you are absolutely shattered and can't think about anything, and you are really in tears or fear or whatever you call it, best thing is just pick up some note, some paper and pen and start writing. Start writing. It will all go wrong. If you are upset with someone, you'll have all the stars, hash, everything on there. You will write it. No one is going to check that paper. It's your paper. You write whatever. I think so. That is one of the best things you can do. You know, I have written hundreds of times and tore off. Nothing. Even if it's depressing thoughts, whatever, you write down, write down. Because way back as early as Romans, that must be 2000 years ago. So any soldier who had a problem, you know, who is to, no, I am complaining and I am not, this is not good food or something. They used to start want to complain. They said, okay, no problem. You want to complain? No problem. Come. They used to give him a room. Tomorrow morning we will talk to you. Okay. So they always gave him some time to reflect. No? Reflect. So your paper is a reflection of you. Always understand. So why did they give him some time to reflect? Because so that he actually understands what is the problem. Many times, someone who crosses you in the traffic, right, and you get upset. What are you actually upset of? We are not very clear. Take it from here. Sometimes you are not upset with that guy. You are upset with your someone at house whom you have had a fight with. I hope I am clear. So sometimes we are not even clear what we are upset about. So the similar way, we are not even clear what actually we want in life. What you see around looks everything attractive. But what do I really want? Okay. So always pen and paper, pen and paper. Let it be hundreds of versions. You know, first time you write, you'll not get it. Keep writing. I still keep writing. I carry my diary along with whatever my thoughts daily. This is I write down, what do I want to do? I keep course corrections. So you all are already doing the course correction, right? So I'm sure you'll have started off with a dream. Now the dream is, you are now the part of that journey now. And you have come up to here, right? And then you will want to look yourself towards somewhere like this guy in the movie. Right? He wants to be something. So I just want you all for a moment, right? Just reflect what is your dreams, what is your actual, what you look for, right? Not necessarily it's a post, not necessarily it is about the money. It's not maybe of that fame. What do you actually want, right? So just give some thought, and obviously whatever thoughts that you are discussing is not about material thoughts. I'm not asking you, what do you want? Oh, I want a Porsche, or I want a house, or I want a trip. These are all materialistic enjoyments that you are desiring. What I'm asking is, what about your career? What about your work? What are you going to work? What is going to be your contribution to the society? Isn't it? We are all part of a society, no? Isn't it? So I don't make this shirt. Someone else makes it for me. Okay. In return for that shirt, probably I'm giving this lecture. So we are all networked. So we have to find out, what are we going to contribute? How am I going to contribute to the society? Because the society is taking care of us and we are taking care of the society. Is that right? Right. No? So because we are all networked, we are all interlinked. Right? We are not, just animals in jungle. With hides and a lot of claws and teeth, and no. We don't have it anymore now. That's a disadvantage. Understand? So humans. So I don't know if you'll have heard of this guy called Yuval Harari. He's written this book called Homo Sapiens. You listen to him just 2 days back in Indian Express. Also, there was a nice interview by him. So this guy is a historian, and he writes, that one-on-one, if you compare a chimpanzee with a human being, whom do you think is the best among both is the best person who can survive in a jungle? Chimpanzee. Okay, right. So because you don't have any claws, our teeth are not, now fierce. We don't have hide. We are like very smooth skin now. We need, in fact, protection now. Okay, so we don't have anything. Okay, but he says, just imagine a whole stadium full of people. We can imagine, na, watching a nice test match. But can you imagine a whole stadium full of chimpanzees? What are we going to do? Okay. So the point is, one on one, we are absolutely not possible to survive. But still, human race is far more successful than other species. Is that right? Right. Why? So why are we successful? Because we have learned to cooperate, hold each other's hand. Try to cooperate, or try to pacify some person, get pacified by someone else, communicate by contributing, by sharing. So we have learned that. So we have understood that this is how things work out, right? So we are obviously far better, right? So in this whole journey, okay, in this journey, find out what you really want, okay, and then we'll just for a moment we can just discuss what is your journey. See, because I'll tell you what, when I come here, earlier I used to think, I am a corporate trainer and I'll tell you all, I am the wise guy, I know how it happens over there, and you are just the student, so you should be listening to me. I am in no mood now at all. Now I realize that I can be only a part of your journey. I can only assist you like a guide, You have decided your journey. Like say someone wants to go and visit Ajanta or Ellora. So I am just a guide over there. So I am just a person who will come along with you to tell you, okay, this is good, this is nice to watch, this is not this. That's all my journey is. Okay. So, and this is, I have patience. Okay. I have patience to bear with you all, right? Because there are not all going to be on the same, path or same pace. Someone has realized it earlier, someone later. No problem with that. But I'm there with you, and I'm telling you, I have around an experience of 15 years now, almost in this field, and I really enjoy. And the reason is because of the results. Absolutely, people who are there, I have done this in engineering college and management college, and I go to corporates also. There also I train. They are graduate engineers, and so many of them. And I have also trained by the way, I also train managers, middle level managers, and they also get trained on these things. So the end result is absolutely fantastic, right? So one thing is in your journey, find out what is your journey. Where did it start off from? Right? What is the thing? So what is the journey start for this guy in the 12th fail? What is the thing that changed? हाँ, पुलिस पकड़ के लेके जाती है. But okay, so that becomes his, उसको क्या बोलते हैं, मशाल, guiding light. हाँ, ये है. but इसको पकड़ के रखना है. He fails thrice in his, I think, 12th also. And then he's on his way, and again, and then restart. But the restart happens why? Because there is a clarity. Okay. So just dwell on something. Maybe if you want to even take help of your pen and paper, write down what exactly do you want to be. Take some 2 minutes. Just reflect on what you want to be, and then we'll share. And then I'll try to tell you exactly how I can help you out, or what help you want from me. That is most important, right? Because whenever, I'll tell you frankly, okay, now since I've been with this age group, so don't think just because I'm graying, I don't understand. I've been through your stage and I'm associated with all of you. Especially when you are with this competitive exams and this, someone comes and says, oh, there is something called soft skills. There's something called communication skills. It is for options. ये ऑप्शन के लिए डालना है. ये नहीं जाएंगे तो ये चलेगा. इससे कुछ नहीं फर्क पड़ने वाला. एग्जाम पास हो जाओ पहले. right? But if you look at it differently, if you look at it as a skill, okay, if you look at it as a skill, you will realize it, the importance of it, right? I'll just tell you about one skill. Now, this I am addressing mainly to the boys. Boys, do you really feel that cooking is a skill that is required? Huh? Cooking. Cooking is very important. Girls probably with your association with your mother or forcing from your mother or whatever it is, or you trying to intervene there, you get a hang of it. But boys are boys and we like to be pampered. Okay, okay, I'm very clear. So it is a skill, useful skill. Now you say, what is that skill got to do with corporate life and this? No, that helps you to focus. It's a skill. Any skill is important. Even if you're playing a guitar, you'll be more successful in the corporate world. You say, what is that? Yes, because that skill allows you to be totally involved. That skill allows you to be totally, alert, aware, and that actually increases your something, I don't know, awareness. I don't know how to say, call it IQ, but that allows you to be creative. So the creativeness is very important. So communication is so much around here. Nowadays, you feel that there's hardly anything to be learned in communication. I do so many good reels. I have some, a lot of, and you all should be. In fact, you all should do it because that is something very good source of income. Is anyone aware of that? Okay. See all these stars who are there on social media. Okay. So I was just listening to one guy. His name is Ashneer Grover, and he's the Bharat Pay MD, and he also comes on Instagram. And then one of the student in, I think so, one of the engineering college, he said, "Sir, now you have achieved. Now you are just becoming a social influencer." And yeah, like it was like very personal, he said, "No, now you are not doing anything. You have just become a social influencer, and that's all you all do." And then he tried to correct it. He said, if you understand and if you come to know how much I am earning from that, you will leave your job and become a social influencer. So don't take that also. That is also a very good medium, no? Earlier. So, fine. You have to find yourself, and that is also a very good way of. So if you do a good communication skill nowadays, if you're cooking well, now nice. There are YouTube channels with cooking and everything, and they're watched so much, they must be earning good revenue through Google. Okay. So just try to find out. So question yourself. So what do you really looking out for? Anyone? Let's go randomly. I'll share you with mine. I have a passion. Okay. I developed this passion way back in my school or something. I always find that motivating others, right? To some whatever way, because probably I came from that, that era. I come from in that 70s, 80s, long time back. We're just out of independence and we are not very confident country as at that time. So I always said something we must motivate ourselves. How to motivate others? So motivation, one of the motivation that I found, one of the ways I found was through communication skills. That is one thing that we really can improve on, and that's the reason that always motivates me. I get up in the morning, what can I do? Let's motivate. So when I come here, I'm not here just for another work. I see, wow, young minds, let's motivate. You never know. One of you all probably finds that something is there. I give you one story also, since I love telling about some stories. So there was a student, okay. Why I'm telling you this is obviously, yeah, I'm trying to brag about some success story. So what are the successes? But this is what rewards I get. This is what. So there was a student, she came from a very, let's not say lower middle class. She came from a poor family only, very poor family. And she was going through doing her engineering, but a good student, hardworking student, doing well. But the difficulty was that whenever she used to go for an interview, right? Now, this why I'm telling you now the importance of corporate training and why this is very important, right? So whenever she used to go for an interview, she used to start crying. Now, why? The reason is, if you have observed, now just imagine now poor family means somewhere in Vastis or Jhopadi or something. Right? Now, obviously, whenever a man comes in there, usually the girls will retreat, go back. They are not the people who are going to speak. So she never had this experience of speaking to unknown men one on one, and just interviews like you're sitting across the table. So she used to fluster, and she gets scared. So the training and placement officer referred that person to me. Said, okay, fine. Said, see, you sit here again. I am also a man. You sit in front of me. Yeah. She used to get worried and scared and even felt like crying. Don't worry. Then slowly we started every day building up. Then her fourth year came. Then the trade placement season starts. And then she used to go for interview and she used to flunk. Go there, cry, come back. Go there, cry, come back. You can't imagine what a case would be. But then we started, okay, fine, no problem. Now you have to, I just told her that let us focus on what time you feel you are like breaking down. Within the first 1 minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes, or what gesture from that person. A simple gesture like, handshake. A man, extending his arm for a handshake is very terrifying for Indian women. I'm telling you now, because I've seen in different cultures. Okay, because in UK when I was there, even a simple hug is okay with a man and woman. Okay, some lady, okay, hello, how are you, Mr. Pawar? Very nice to meet you, or something, and that is not taken in any other way. Okay, it's just a very formal hug or a formal this. But in India, even looking at a boy, simple, a lot of stories, a lot of so you can just imagine, because it is quite common. Because I have been an interviewer, I go to campuses, I recruit people. I just any girl or any candidate walks in. I just don't say girl or any candidate. Hello, how are you? Have a seat. Be comfortable. I just imagine if a girl is there and you say, she's not sure. Should I not? Then more than her getting scared, I am scared now. What should I now do with her? Because now there is a major mistrust. You understand what has happened now? Now, because now she's suspecting my intentions also. Then what am I going to ask her? What are you going to do? Manage the job, accounts. So that is all gone for the toss now. So then this whole thing comes about, So this girl started building up her confidence slowly. I started asking, show me your resume. Then we started asking questions. Then she was not very good with English. Then we started with Marathi. Then she got it translated into English. Then we started this. Slowly we build up. So the season usually starts in June, July, the placements here. So it was almost November, December, and still she was not getting placed. She used to clear the aptitude. The aptitude test she used to clear, but not further. Any GDs or any interviews. So we started, then we started working around. And then finally, she got placed. Okay. And then 2 years later, now I'm just fast forwarding, 2 years later, we were searching for alumni. Alumni is those who have already passed from the college. Let's call them, to a function, alumni function. So when you're searching for on the Facebook, I typed their name, and what do I see? I see this girl, and behind is Eiffel Tower. So this girl who's come from this background, today she's in Paris, she's moving around, confident, she's happily married with family and child and everything is there. So what is the thing that makes the difference? It is not just about this. It requires some proper training, right? Some person who will guide you through this. So I played the role. So I understand that yes, this is important. Right? Everyone is not a born communicator. I am sure among you all today also here, some person will be there that you are very comfortable on the stage, speaking to people, or communicating with you. You all could be absolutely fine, fantastic, and I am glad about that. Yeah, but all maybe not having the same start. Right? I also never had that same start. So my start was also the 12th fail. Okay. So I remember I was in one play, नाटक 11th 12th करते हैं ना हम लोग एनुअल फंक्शन करते कि नहीं पार्टिसिपेट करते कि नहीं डांस एंड ड्रामा ओके सो everyone friends are most horrible people. Friends will always push you. Arey, come on. Yes, you participate. They'll not participate. Huh? You participate. So I also got pumped up, girls, boys, you're going to do it. You'll do it. So okay, I participated in it. And what happened? In that whole flow, yes, I mugged up all the dialogues and I went on the stage. The only thing I remember going up the stage and coming down the stage. In between, I still don't remember. Not that I fainted, yeah, but I don't remember anything. But that is the reason, that is the time I realized that I am not comfortable when I come across one on many or when I'm facing people. So, what do I do? Do I avoid that stage altogether? Because if I avoid the stage, there are a lot of career opportunities in my life. We should have gone, because simple leadership, you're becoming. So today, whatever exam you all are appearing for, it could be a staff selection or I don't know what all exams you all are participating in. Yeah, entrance exams, MCA, MBA, or whatever it is. Slowly, you are going to come to that lead role. How many days you are going to be in the execution role? You will have to lead someday. So in leading, what will you have to do? You will have to communicate. And in communication, you can't do one-on-one. Say, this is my team. Now, I cannot communicate with her separately every day. Communicate with her separately, him separately. No, someday I will have to come forward. Okay, this is our plan. Team, this is what we are supposed to do. This is what we are going to do. I'll have to come and present myself. But then that presentation sometimes becomes very difficult. Okay, it's all about training. I'm telling you, it's all about training. Get trained. It's a skill. Cooking is a skill. Music is a skill. Dancing is a skill. Communication is also a skill. Actually, the difficulty in why people, there is a confusion is when say people communication. I have no problem with communication. It's only about public communication. So let it be very clear. When I talk about communication, it's about public communication. One-on-one, you can beat me anytime. You all are far better communicator. You can immediately, text. I know my students communicate. So they can communicate fast. You all are on Insta, Twitter, whatnot. And I'm not even there on any of these platforms. So you all are good communicators, but that is one-on-one. When you want to become a public communicator, that's where this whole training is all about. So the corporates are looking at public communicators. How you communicate. When you write an email, with what judgment you write a email. It's not about the language. Should dear sir come here and should the date come there and regards come here or yours sincerely. That is not what is important. How do you speak to him verbally? You are not talking to him, but you are talking verbally. How do you communicate to that person? Okay. So the thought process is very important. Right. So that is what I'm trying to come to. So communication is a skill. Anyone can develop it. Is it of use? You tell me. Now, in your journey, whatever that journey is, okay, are you able to figure out that this could be one of the components? Okay, now I am not only satisfied with yes. Now just tell me about it. Anyone, what is your ambition? What are you looking towards to? And how do you think that this skill, how do you want to incorporate it so that it will help you to be there? So then I'll be a better guide, a better colleague, a better, co-traveler along with you so that you'll reach there. And I'm sure everyone can reach there. You all are going to be there anyway. Understand? You like it or not, you will get selected, you will get a job. Everyone is going to do a job, right? The point is about success in the job. And where you further. So now don't think that all this thing is only about you clearing the interview, it is going to happen. Maybe it will not happen in the first attempt, it will happen in the 10th attempt. It will happen. You will get a job. No one remains unemployed as long as that person doesn't give up. Right now, everyone gets a job. The difficulty is that how do you become comfortable in the job? How do you communicate? That's how it is. Yeah. So anyone, I don't know. Let's start. I don't know. Is there any roll number or the first roll number? Ascending order, descending order. कोई भी जिसे what do you want to do? See, understand. Whenever you want to do something, okay. Again, it is not something materialistic desires. Don't confuse again. So whenever you want to do something, please make it public. Don't keep it to yourself. If you remember, if you know, a lot of people when they want to, become a cricketer, so they'll put some posters. That is an advertisement. Na? This is what I want to be. Right now, am I wrong? Someone who wants to be a good singer or a dancer, or they'll put that profile. Like someone who wants to build a bodybuilding. So you should see that उनका profile में हनुमान दिखेंगे. हाँ, ये ऐसा ही होना चाहिए ना. If you don't advertise that, yes, this is what I want to be, how will you turn yourself into that one, right? So then, what do you actually want to be? That is important, and how I can contribute in your success. Let's try to figure that out. See, because that is very important. Because that is going to be important for the further our journey. Otherwise, you will lose interest. I'm telling you, all this communication skills, all this talk that I'm giving you is going to impress you for an hour. 1 hour, it is good, impressive. We heard about that. But participating is very important. And that is going to be more important. And I would want that to happen rather than just some inspirational talks, Inspirational talks मेरे से बहुत ज़्यादा आपको YouTube पे मिलेंगे. There are good. And there are good, really very good inspirational talkers, right? But I am a coach. I consider myself as a coach. So I'm not just a, communication skills teacher. I'm not a teacher. I'm a coach. I'm going to be there with you. Okay. And during the training is going to be sometimes tough also, right? Because when I'm looking from that side of view, I want you to come to that standards. If I want you to come to that level, obviously then I'm going to push you into that. Okay, you have to do this, you have to do that, right? So who's ready to travel with me? और यहाँ तक अच्छा था, बढ़िया था, स्टेशन था, आप छोड़ने आ गए. हम अपने ट्रेन पे बैठ जाता हूँ, बैठ जाती हूँ और आप निकल लो. थैंक यू फॉर बिंगिंग अस अप टू हियर. So first thing, how do you relate? Can you just give a tip? Just for my sake, means how do you think? Just tell me what is the exam that you are giving? Forget about MC entrance exam, MCN. So MC entrance will be doing your computer application master, and then obviously looking for coding job or something like that. Do you think this skill will add anything to your in MCA? And be very frank about it. You don't just because sir has appointed me here or I am here. Don't be. Let it in fact be frank. If you say no, I don't see. I know it is there important. See, because the water that you are going to all fall into the sea. I am coming from that sea, and in that sea, all are there. MBAs are there, MCAs are there, engineers are there, chartered accountants are there, MBBAs, all are there in that sea. I know there is a relevance, but I want to know from your side, how do you see that relevance? Do you see any relevance of this skill, public communication skill, in your field?
Yes, public communication is also important to communicate with each other, to exchange your thoughts.
Okay. No, theoretically it sounds very good, but where do you think you will be able to use it? तुम तो अपने कंप्यूटर पे लगे रहोगे. You will be coding, you will be assessed, your salary will be based on your coding, your promotion, your increments, everything. Where do you think communication will come? Think about that, or just give it a thought. Or at least I am actually allowing you to start thinking. Are you not able to imagine, or are you not able to this? Okay, fine. So, okay, now I'll tell you a very simple thing. Whenever you develop something, okay, what about it? Whenever your mom wants to cook something, what does she do first? हाँ?
पहले मसाला प्रिपेयर करते हैं
वो मसाला प्रिपेयर किस चीज के लिए करते हो और क्यों करते हो? वो आपको पूछती है ना, बेटा आज क्या खाओगे? हर बार नहीं पूछती, जो बनाया वही खाना पड़ता है. That was the communication. Okay. So whenever you're developing some software or something, are you not going to develop it for someone? Someone's requirement. You're not going to just develop a software for I want to do something, so now whatever. No, someone is, so there is going to be some understanding from you have to listen to someone and you have to communicate back to that someone, right? What you are cooking. So someone is going to say, okay, today I am interested in eating poha. So now what you are coding is poha. And then when you're going to give him back, is he going to like it or not? Are you not going to communicate with that person? Understand? So that plays a big role. Tomorrow, are you going to make that poha alone? I'm just taking that why I'm talking about poha, that is very tasty. You can't imagine a software. Na? So, so sometimes you have to get the cooperation of a lot of people in making that ingredient. Right? So you have to need a team also. Initially, you will be on your own. Initially, you will be part of the team. After some time, you will have a team who will be doing this. Right? So you need to communicate. Right? Then you say that, do you think I need a communication skills to really build? जब वक्त आएगा तब वो हो ही जाएगा ना. Do you think that is true? Many people, there are a lot of people who give up on promotions for the mere fact that they are not very confident about managing people. No, हमसे नहीं बनने का. You give me any amount of work, right? You give me any amount of work. You will stay all night making a lot of nice presentations. So presentation करेंगे, and there will be another person the next day who will present it. Who makes the impact? Does anyone ask you up to 2 o'clock at night and hello, you made the presentation, but I did the presentation. I presented, na. So who is the star of the whole thing? Who will present? Understand? What do you know this? Because there are so many people who are writing scripts, but Alu Arjun is when he comes, he is the presenter, na, finally. There are a lot of people who are writing scripts, editing, filming, so many things, music, but he is the person who's presenting. Na. So that is what, see, I'm not saying we have to be all stars, but whatever you do in your life, at least there you should shine. That is very important. So you understand? So, and as soon as possible, you become sensitive to your customers, your clients, your team, your boss. You understand, you communicate, you open up. The problem with public communication is we go into a public with personal prejudices. I don't know if I am able to explain to you. I found this when I was working in UK for the first time. Now let's be very open. I had not seen black people till then. At least I had not even worked with them. I had seen in movies or something like that. But just imagine the actual being with a black person. They are huge, they are sturdy, they are real tough, It's very difficult, right? So, yeah, when I first came across, I had a prejudice. And see, that is the reason, again, I come back to the finding your own self. The discovery is very important, right? Because we come with some prejudices. What you have seen in movies and everything, the black guy is always the bad guy. And then the fair guy is always the better guy. Okay. That is a perception. Okay. So dark represents shadow, darkness, something like that. So, and then you come out with the, and then you start working with them. Then you start understanding. You have to clear your mind. See, and then when I started communicating, getting work done there, cooperating and working, I found them to be the most genuine people in the world. You take it from me, friends, they are one of the most genuine people. They'll die for you. if you really communicate and you are real pals with them, they are the best people. You don't want to trust the white guys. You don't want to trust them. No, this is the guy whom you have to be. Yeah. So, but for that, what do I have to do? Come out of my prejudice. Open up. Understand. Keep your window at least slightly open. You can understand. So that's what it is. So we go into public communication with personal prejudices. Yeah. So a handshake is a communication. You're communicating, na? Yes, I'm there with you. So with a man to man, I say, yes, man, we are there. It's a communication, right? So if you are as a woman also, again you go into a public communication. This is a physical communication. Okay. If you go into public communication saying that, oh no, I don't trust you. Simple, that communication is broken. Okay. I'm not saying everyone should cross the boundaries. Everyone knows what are the boundaries. Yeah, I know we all understand personal space, professional space, public space. It is all there. But that is very important. So getting into public communication, you have to open up a lot of things. So that is what we will be going through in these stages, slowly. Okay. Okay, good. Thank you. I hope I am able to relate, give some understanding. Right? So probably if you see that, yes, if it clicks, I don't know if my speaking will help you, but if that clicks somewhere, that okay, how am I different than other MCAs? You take it from me. How am I different from other MCAs? All MCAs are going to have the same syllabus. Then how are you going to be different from others? Maybe even you are a first grader or first class, other person is a first class. But then in during interview, who's going to make the difference? In a team, who's going to make a difference? Right? How many people of you feel that being close to your boss is chaploosi? Many people, हमको मालूम है. See, आधा रहता है. हाँ, बहुत ज्यादा आगे करती है, ज्यादा है ना. Everyone feels that, everyone feels. If you keep your mind open, don't you think your leader you should have an openness with your leader? You should feel that yes, this person is open and I can discuss with that. A lot of people say, no, I do my work well, whatever instructions you give me, I do it well, but I don't communicate. And then there is this other guy who communicates well, but then the other person, what is the prejudice? काम कम करेगा, ज्यादा चापलूसी करेगा, है कि नहीं? So don't you think that there should be a mix of both? I'm not saying you should avoid work, but there should be a mix of both, right? So both sides communication should be important, right? And that is important. See, because that then the leader has some confidence. This person is participating. She is there with me. He's there with me. Because otherwise, that when you चुपचाप बैठा, पता नहीं इसको मैं अच्छा लगता हूँ. Even the leader is also in doubt. पता नहीं मुझे ये पता नहीं what is the thing, and especially now corporate world is a whole big pot. People come from all the places, right? Like when I was abroad, like people are coming from all places. Most funny thing, I had even colleagues, Pakistani colleagues. Now cooperating with a Pakistani in UK. मतलब उसके भी हाथ में खंजर है और मेरे हाथ में चाकू है. हम कभी किसी को मारने वाले हैं. There in the neutral line, there are no borders. Come on, all that you are doing is he or she is also trying to survive, and I am also trying to survive. You understand? So how your personal prejudices impacts your public life. So if you can keep that thing, separate. सब लोग क्या करते हैं, वो घर का ही सब इधर लेके आते हैं, वो नहीं. You have to keep that. Work is work. Okay. So let's see if, because during my discussion, I'm not only going to talk about communication, or the training is not going to be only on, coaching is not going to be on communication, it's also about soft skills. How do you think? Multiculturalism. How people feel. Normally, Indians, when you say, okay, how are you, man? Or, best of luck, what do you give? What is the sign that you give? We make a sign, na? Hand sign. What is the hand sign that you do? Thumbs up. Thumbs. You go to Saudi or these Arab countries and you do this, you are in big trouble. You are in big trouble. Huh? They don't take it lightly. It's obscene for them. Okay, so we understand. So same, your intentions are not bad, but interpretation is wrong. So वो भी संभालना पड़ता है. In international level, you have to understand what is right or what is wrong, right? So okay. So let's see if I can, if you are able to relate. Anyone else? Okay, yeah. Just what are you preparing yourself for?
सर फ्रेंकली कुछ बोलना था
हाँ बोलिए ना.
सर यहाँ पर तो सब बैठे हैं बट मैं अभी तक श्योर नहीं कि लाइफ में आगे करना है क्या मेरे को
It is absolutely fine. At my age also, today also, I have many options still open in my life. And there is nothing wrong in it. A lot of people make careers at different levels at ये. तो उसमें कोई problem नहीं. So be very comfortable. I still don't know. There are some people who find it so early. Okay. So the other day I was just listening to Sachin Tendulkar. At age of 11, he was very clear, I will be playing. Yesterday we have a world champion, chess champion Gukesh, who's just 18, and at the age of 8, he was very clear what he want to do. Not necessarily everyone will be very clear. So that's fine. So don't think that there is some problem with me. There is no problem. See, we are all part of an ecosystem. He was part of an ecosystem. Lata Mangeshkar would have been a part of an ecosystem. He absolutely helped her to not think of any other thing. So maybe Lata Mangeshkar did not think of becoming a chartered accountant or going to working at a bank because there is an ecosystem. So we come from different ecosystems. So where I come from, I do not have that clarity. So don't keep finding. Search is always there. Na? You have to keep searching. So don't think that is good. But in the process, one thing very good that you're doing is you're not sitting at home and thinking मुझे मालूम ही नहीं मैं क्या करूं. At least whatever someone has told you or someone has said or you think this problem, what are you preparing for by the railways? Yes, maybe some ecosystem tells you okay, railways would be good. So at least you are attempting to do that. Fine, no problem. There are so many people who have changed their professions over the years. So that's okay. Don't worry about that. And don't feel guilty about it also. I am absolutely okay with that. But in the process, I really congratulate you that you are not just, given up. So I don't know anything, so I'm not going anywhere. You go anywhere. You may travel. See, in your path, when you come at a crossroad, you'll either go here or go there. Maybe you have taken a wrong turn. But at least if you have taken a wrong turn, you'll find out after some time that that is a wrong, and you'll come back and go there. But if you're just waiting here and not going anywhere, then you're not going anywhere. Isn't it? So absolutely, don't worry about that. Yeah? But good, congratulations that you are at least preparing yourself for something. Yeah? So don't worry about that. Okay. And in this process, if you find, yes, communication may be a good thing, fine. लगता है आपको कि communication, how do you think it will help you? किसी में भी फील्ड में. अच्छा, आपने ऐसे किसी को देखा है? Have you seen any person who is very successful and he's successful because he has good personality, he communicates well not just arrogantly, but he's so warm. When you speak to him, you feel so nice. ऐसे किसी को देखा है आपने? When you feel that this is his person. नहीं? Very recently, has anyone heard of Ratan Tata?
Yes.
Huh? Such a successful guy, but such a warm person. You can speak. Now he's no more. So, but he has been that way. So that is how it is. So that sort of you allow that thing. So anyone whom you feel relate to, he's a good person whom I should relate to. Any successful person you look up to? हो सकता है ना? यस. नहीं आप
नहीं अभी तक तो नहीं.
नहीं, ऐसे कोई आइडल होता है ना, इसको देख के इंस्पायर होता है. कोई अच्छा बात करता है, कोई गुड सोशल वर्कर है, स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन है, जैसे इन्होंने विराट कोहली कहा. आपको कौन मोटिवेट करता है? जिसका थॉट आके, सी बेसिकली कौन मोटिवेटर्स कौन रहता है? जिसका थॉट आके हमको एक एनर्जी, रश ऑफ ब्लड, है ना. किसी को सोच के, किसी को याद करके ऐसा लगता है अरे तेरी तो पूरा हवा निकल जाए, है ना. कहूंगी किसी को सोच के, यस ही इज द पर्सन. ऐसा कोई नहीं, कोई रोल मॉडल.
स्पेशली सर नहीं, मतलब सुनते सभी को है.
हाँ, तो किसी को ऐसा सुन के अच्छा लगता है कि हाँ सुनना है मुझे, ये जो अगर इफ ही स्पीकिंग देन आई वांट टू लिसन मोर अबाउट हिम. ऐसा कोई नहीं.
स्पेशली ऐसा कोई नहीं है.
नहीं, इतना स्पेशल भी नहीं होना चाहिए. अब जब
आप बोल रहे हैं ना कि उसको देखने के बाद मतलब मोटिवेशन आना चाहिए.
हाँ.
वैसा नहीं है सर.
when you're browsing through the net, ऐसा कोई कौन whom do you look forward to? हम देखते हैं ना, देखो कोई गूगल पे जाता है, ऐसे नहीं गूगल पे जाता है. गूगल पर किसी को कुछ तो ढूंढने के लिए जाता है, तो आप किसी को ढूंढते हो गूगल पे, किसी ऐसे पर्सन को. चलो ठीक है, मे बी यू विल फाइंड आउट. ओके. यस, एनीवन एल्स? व्हाट आर यू प्रिपेयरिंग योरसेल्फ फॉर फर्स्ट?
I'm preparing for MCA entrance.
MCA. Okay, fine. So same as, okay. So how do you see this skill in your journey? Or do you see it or ठीक है इसको साइड में कर देगा तो भी चलेगा? Be very frank. देखो I am not, मैं अभी I have a lot of experience. So I am also either you could be skeptical. ये होगा नहीं होगा, शायद है, ठीक है, अच्छा लग रहा है, सर ने बोला है, इतना आदमी बोल भी रहा है, 15 साल का भी एक्सपीरियंस है, तो लगता है वैसा प्रेशर, अगेन प्रेजुडाइज. व्हाट इज योर इंटरनल फीलिंग? डू यू फील दैट पब्लिक कम्युनिकेशन विल बी हेल्पफुल टू यू इन योर करियर? यस, नो, नहीं, हाउ?
Because
कैसे भी होगा आप, हिंदी मराठी एनीथिंग.
because in corporation
हाँ.
they are have goals and communicate with our team, and there is a boss and how what can I do today? There is a summary to give him.
Yes, yes.
Therefore, we learn communication.
Absolutely. So you need, and communication, always understand, if you are not very comfortable with English, na, don't worry. In India, everything works. I have seen most of the managers in Pimpri Chinchwad, and I have seen they are bad in English, which I really sometimes hurts me when I'm listening to them, but they're very good managers. They take decisions like this, and they organize things. तो कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. And the top boss also don't bother. भाई तुम इंग्लिश कैसे, तुम बोलो यार, वो फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. Today, there's a superpower, another second superpower in which country? US तो है ही already. China. Today, China is coming out, is innovating so many things. Just go to the net someday and see Chinese English, and you'll see their the nameplates and signs, and they're so hilarious, humorous, funny. They are horrible communicators. Does it really matter? Because they have got a very good mobile. Who cares? है ना, ऐसा होता है ना, चलता है. तो इसलिए don't think communication is all about language. Language is only 10 to 15%. हम जब बात कर रहे थे ना, body language is 50 to 60%. Okay, when I'm telling confident, और मैं अगर सामने इधर आपके खड़ा हूं और मैं घबराया दिखाऊंगा आपको, बोले यार ये शब्द तो बहुत बड़ा लग रहा है, आदमी उतना नहीं है ना. सो मिसमैच भी होता है. सो I represent confident India. So 50 to 60% is body language. Your 20 to 30% is your voice. मालूम है आपको क्या इंपॉर्टेंट है? वॉइस. आपका कैसे आवाज आता है, कितना कॉन्फिडेंस है, वो भी मैं आपको सिखाऊंगा. हाउ डू यू मेक सम पर्सन लिसन टू यू. People will listen to you with a particular amount of voice. So that training also I'll give you. Because that voice training is very important. Right? So if you listen to great leaders, they have a different voice tone. They don't talk the way I am talking. They have a different way. So you will learn through that also. That is also equally important. And only 10 to 15 things are 15% is just words. If words are everything, it will be so different. Okay. Now let's say I say, okay, I am a gentleman. I am a nice guy. Okay. And I say this to a girl. Say, can you share me your number? बात तो अच्छी की है ना मैंने. I am a nice person. Okay, even Murli sir says he is a good person. share your number. उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. What you see, the body language, that's what gives you that confidence. Understand that. अभी लेडीज लोगों को तो पता रहता है. हम जब ऑटो वाले ढूंढते हैं, कौन सा ऑटो वाला ढूंढते हैं आप? देखो आप लोग स्वारगेट पे हो, शिवाजी नगर में, ऐसे ऐसे सभी लोग रहते हैं, वो ढूंढते रहते हैं ना आप लोग भी. वैसे तो उसके चेहरे पर कुछ भी नहीं लिखा रहता है, उसमें ऐसे नहीं लिखा रहता कि आई एम अ रेपिस्ट, आई एम अ रेपिस्ट, आई एम अ थीफ, ऐसा कुछ नहीं लिखा रहता. लेकिन हम भी वो सेफेस्ट पर्सन कौन दिखता है, हाँ भाई इसी को इसको लेंगे, बराबर है ना. तो देख से बड़ा नहीं, उस बेचारे ने कुछ बोला भी नहीं आपको, वो बेचारा बहुत अच्छा शरीफ इंसान था, लेकिन हमने जज कर लिया ना. तो नाउ देन so body language makes a lot of difference. That is the importance. So how you even dress? Okay, do you overdress or you less? Making everything makes a difference. So how do you go for an interview, right? So I was working with so many engineers, so girls, how they are supposed to dress for an interview, right? How boys are supposed to dress for an interview. All these things matters because before you even enter, because when I say I am sitting here, I am an interviewer. Even the moment that door opens and someone walks in, a candidate walks in, my brain, my eyes, my everything, all my senses start operating. My personal prejudices also, my past experience. I immediately, at least 30 to 40% of my assessment I have already done. इसको लेना है या नहीं लेना है, पता नहीं क्यों, ऐसे ही है ना, एक फीलिंग रहता है. तो जब इसको लेना है, then I'll keep asking something which will encourage you to speak. And if I don't like this person, I will ask you questions which will make sure that this person doesn't answer well. But then if he or she overcomes that also and then comes, then I'll change my, no, my initial perception was wrong, I'm going for the next one. Right? So a lot of body language, the way you dress, the way you stand, a lot of people are there who communicate, who are there on the stage, and they keep moving. They keep moving. So that says that the other person, audience बोलेंगे यार रुक तो जाओ. I have to keep, my eyes have to keep moving. So all these things make a difference. Good. Yeah, anyone else? Just what is the exam that you're preparing and how do you see this skill, public speaking skill? What are you preparing for first? Banking exam. Do you see that this skill, public communication, will that help you in banking? Why? How? मतलब sir yes no मत बोलो, मतलब कैसे आपको, मतलब कहाँ पे you go into a bank, कहाँ पे आपको लगता है कि गुड कम्युनिकेशन से फर्क पड़ता है? हाँ बोलो ना, ये आप पहले आप बोलो एक एक करके. क्वेश्चन. हाँ कारण कसं बँक तर फार डेंजरस आहे. हाँ करो काय आहे. हाँ नहीं लंच टाइम. हाँ नहीं बैंक नहीं लंच, बट भाई कस्टमर का डिफिकल्टी बैंक. देखो अगर पेन खराब होता है तो छोटी बात है, ये जरा अलग पेन है, अगर ये 10 रुपए का पेन है तो अलग बात है. तो मेरा अकाउंट ये बहुत सेंसिटिव मैटर है मेरे लिए, उसमें पैसे हो या ना हो, मेरा अकाउंट है. हाँ तो आपका जो कस्टमर है वो बहुत स्ट्रेस्ड आउट रहता है, वो अंदर आता है, वो नॉर्मल इस पर आता ही नहीं है, वो ऐसा हाइपर ही इस पर आता है, वो है ना. सो द वे यू कम्युनिकेट, the way you understand. I go to banks. There are people who are so indifferent. Sir, ये हमारे बैंक का नियम है. This is our, rules. And then you feel like क्या करूँ इसके साथ? है? There are some people who you can still go to a lot of banks are there now, private banks. वो बोलेंगे नहीं, हमारे नियम में होता नहीं है, ये ऐसा ही है, ऐसा. कोई अगर ऐसे ही है ऐसा बोला ना तो बहुत गुस्सा आता है. सो रॉन्ग वर्ड्स, रॉन्ग अंडरस्टैंडिंग. आपका कम्युनिकेशन तो छोड़ दो, इंग्लिश हिंदी मराठी वो सब छोड़ दो. आप इवन इफ यू डोंट अंडरस्टैंड, इफ यू डोंट लिसन, when we were doing the group discussions, by the way, I just keep introducing, I have also done my MBA. Okay, so when I was preparing for my MBA, so there were rounds. Anyone preparing for the MBA? some are there. Okay, good. So you have rounds, na? So you have GDs and this. So I was preparing for GD. You know, the best advice that I heard while preparing for a GD, you know, is if you are in a group discussion, the best thing which is going to help you win a GD is not this, but this. Very important. मैं बोला यार ये हाँ
क्वेश्चन मेरे में ना बहुत लैक ऑफ पेशेंस है, मतलब पेशेंस रहते ही नहीं है मेरे सामने वाले की बात सुनने के लिए। मतलब अगर वो उसका आवाज अगर बढ़ जाएगा तो मेरे भी बढ़ जाएगा, ऐसा होता है। तो हाउ टू अटेंड द कस्टमर इन काम
ओके, व्हाट आर यू प्रिपेयरिंग योरसेल्फ फॉर? क्या आपका कौन सा एग्जाम दे रहे हो? बैंकिंग का दे रहे हो? हाँ, अभी वो तो राइट। ओके, सो देयर इज अ वर्ड कॉल्ड एम्पैथी। ओके, मैं थोड़ा सा लिखने की कोशिश करता हूँ, जाने दो, ठीक है, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता। एम्पैथी एक वर्ड है। एम्पैथी का मतलब क्या है? टू बी इन अदर पर्सन शूज। मैंने अपनी चप्पल डाली है, लेकिन मैं अगर आपकी चप्पल डालूं और फिर सोचने लगूं तो मैं देन आई विल एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड यू। ओके, अभी मैं अपने चप्पल से नहीं बात कर रहा हूं, मैं अभी आई एम ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट यू आर थिंकिंग। ओके, नाउ आई एम ट्राइंग टू बी इन योर शूज। हाँ, यू आर अ पर्सन हु हैज ए ब्यूटिफुल पर्सनैलिटी, हु इज वेरी एक्सट्रोवर्ट। You express yourself very well. Don't think this is a problem. Huh? You are very good in a communication skill. You are very good. You can able to this. But now कैसा रहता है? हर तड़के में थोड़ा सा टेस्ट है, जैसे हम थोड़ा तीखा डालते हैं, थोड़ा मीठा भी डालते हैं ना, है ना, शुगर गुड़ डालते हैं ना, हमारे क्यूजिन में रहता है ना, तो वो भी तो होना चाहिए ना, तभी तो उसका स्वाद आता है। तो कम्युनिकेशन में ऑल्सो दैट। सो इट्स नॉट जस्ट अबाउट वो आएगा वो बोल रहा है और हम सिर्फ आजकल लिसनिंग का क्या मतलब है? यू नो व्हाट डू यू लिसनिंग? आई एम जस्ट वेटिंग टू टेल हिम। वी आर नॉट लिसनिंग टू दैट पर्सन। अभी मैं उसको भी तो जवाब देना है ना मुझे, हम वो राह देखते रहते हैं। वी आर वेटिंग। इज दैट व्हाट हैपेंस? सो इफ यू स्टॉप दैट कि भाई मुझे उसको जवाब देना है, आपको कुछ नहीं जवाब देना है उसको। हम लोग क्या सोचते हैं कि किसी ने पूछ लिया कि ये कोई बैंक है, ऐसा कोई काम करता है, ये आपको उसको जवाब नहीं देना है। मेरी बैंक इतनी 50 साल से है, इसे टॉप में, आपको कुछ नहीं देना है। वो बात कुछ अलग कर रहा है। याद रखो मैंने क्या कहा था, व्हेन अ पर्सन क्रॉसेस दिस यू ऑन द ट्रैफिक एंड आप अपसेट हो, तो आर यू रियली अपसेट ऑन हिम क्रॉसिंग समथिंग एल्स? सो आर यू रियली, इज ही रियली टेलिंग यू कि ये तुम्हारा बैंक अच्छा नहीं? He has his own difficulties. He has his own personal problems. वो वहां पे आया है, वो आपके साथ ट्रैफिक में आपसे टकराया है या आप उससे टकराए हो, अभी ये सॉर्ट आउट करना है। So he is coming from that angle. You are also coming from this. But now if you don't understand, if you don't listen, आप सुनो, आप थोड़ा एक 5 मिनट और ज्यादा सुनो, वही आपको सोल्यूशन दे देगा। मैडम वो प्रॉब्लम ये नहीं है, मुझे सिर्फ ये एंट्री यहाँ का यहाँ चाहिए था, वो मिसप्रिंट हो गया, वो आप करेक्ट करके दो। दैट इज ऑल द प्रॉब्लम। बट वो क्या करता है, वो आप उसके पर्सनल प्रेजुडिसेस।
तू आहे ना जागी, मला उठवशील का? झोप येते मला. हे असं लेक्चर ऐकायला संधी
ओके, तो कैन यू
मग ते लेक्चर होते आज कम्युनिकेशन प्लॅन सर बडबडत
नहीं, ठीक है, लेट्स कैरी ऑन है ना। सवेरे
1:30 वाजता उठो,
पोहा क्या आता है घर से, हाँ, वो पोहा में मस्त तड़का आया रहता है, तो वो तड़का लेके आया वो तड़का एंड पोहा, मतलब क्या किस बैकग्राउंड से आया है, घर से आया है, मस्त सुन के सुना के आया है वो, तड़का मार के खा के आया है वो तड़का आप पे वो निकाल रहा है। अगर आप वो देख सकते हो, आज से वो समझ सकते हो, यू विल बी द मोस्ट लव्ड बैंकिंग एम्प्लॉय। सिर्फ आप सुन लो क्या कहना है। देखो बैंक में आपके पासबुक से एंट्री और डेबिट और क्रेडिट वो छोड़ के और कुछ भी नहीं है, बराबर है। कुछ तो पैसा आएगा और कुछ तो किधर तो पैसा जाएगा, उतना ही है। उससे आगे तो आप उससे कुछ नहीं कर सकते हो। एज ए बैंकिंग एम्प्लॉय आप उसको और कुछ नहीं मदद कर सकते हो, तो आपको उसको वहां से इधर लेके आना है। तो वो जर्नी इज नॉट स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड, वो जर्नी वो बहुत कुछ चीज लेके आता है, वो ऐसा वो गुस्सा लेके आया रहता है, वो आपको वो पहले उतार देता है। तो काम तो उतना ही करना है कि भाई मैं क्या मदद कर सकता हूं, भाई एंट्री करना है बराबर है। सो टुमारो यू आर ऑल्सो कैन बी हैविंग लॉट ऑफ प्रेजुडाइजेस, ये बंदा क्या कर रहा है, पढ़ा रहा है नहीं पढ़ा रहा है ठीक से। अभी मैं जानता हूं मुझे क्या करना है, पब्लिक कम्युनिकेशन करना है, मैं उतना ही आपको मदद कर सकता हूं, है ना, उससे ज्यादा मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता हूं। तो इफ आई अंडरस्टैंड माई जॉब वेरी वेल, देन यू विल ऑल फिल्टर आउट ऑल द जिसको क्या बोलते हैं डिस्टर्बेंसेस, नॉइज आता है ना कभी भी टीवी में बाकी खर आता है, वो नॉइज निकलना चाहिए, आपको उधर पहुंचना है। तो उसी के लिए आपको ये, अगर ये कम पड़े तो इधर से सुनो पहले, अगर ऐसा सुन लो पहले तो शायद टर्न करो, अच्छा अच्छा आप क्या कर रहे थे, हाँ ये इधर से भी सुनो उधर से भी सुनो, 2 बार सुनो वही चीज, तो आपको पता चल जाएगा कि सोल्यूशन सिंपल रहता है, सोल्यूशन डिफिकल्ट नहीं है ना। सो बैंकिंग आपका ऑपरेशन आप तो सीख ही रहे हो, यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर इट, टुमारो यू बी ट्रेन्ड, यू गो टू एनी बैंक टिल उनको आपको ट्रेनिंग दिया जाएगा, 6 महीने 1 साल ट्रेनिंग मिलेगा, फिर आपको उतना ही करना है ना एग्जैक्टली, सिर्फ कस्टमर को समझ में आ रहा। ओके, सो दिस वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, इसलिए 2 दिए ना, एक नहीं। और कोई? यस, वांट टू शेयर, व्हाट आर यू प्रिपेयरिंग बैंकिंग, you do you relate this skill to your profession, or do you think that will कुछ काम में आएगा या नहीं? ठीक है, एक सैटरडे ठीक था, उसके आगे मत बोलो यार ज्यादा। Do you want to develop that thing? हाँ, क्या डेवलप करना चाहते हो? मतलब एक एक रहता है ना, देखो देखो ऑलवेज अंडरस्टैंड, ओनली द पर्सन हु इज हंग्री विल ट्राई टू सर्च फॉर फूड। अभी जिसको अभी भूख लग रही है, 1 बजने आया है, भूख लग रही है, तो ऑलरेडी आपके पेट में और दिमाग में आपका डब्बा या आपका जो ये है वो आप ढूंढने अभी शुरू हो गया आपका। हाँ अरे हाँ, ये होते ही अभी बस नीचे जाना है, एक वड़ा पाव मारेंगे, ऑलरेडी सर्च। सो ओनली दोज हु आर हंग्री विल सर्च फॉर फूड, सो ओनली दोज हु आर हंग्री फॉर सक्सेस विल फाइंड सक्सेस, अंडरस्टैंड। अदरवाइज इफ यू आर नॉट हंग्री, सो हंगर इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। मैं तो सिर्फ आपको सिर्फ वो बता रहा हूं कैसे करने का है। जैसे जिसको अगर गिटार सीखना है, समवन हैज ए म्यूजिकल माइंड और वो उस जर्नी में है, बराबर है ना। सो दिस 12th फेल गाय हैज नथिंग, उसको सिर्फ एक भूख है ना, मुझे ये बनना है, उतना ही उसको भूख है। अभी वो कैसे होना है तो वो बाकी लोग मेरे जैसे लोग बता देंगे। सो इज देयर अ हंगर इन यू टू यूज दिस स्किल, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। आपको क्या लगता है कि डू यू रिलेट? फ्रैंकली बोलो, कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स अभी जो मैं कर रहा हूं इतना देर से, डज इट रिलेट टू यू? किस तरह से?
तुम्ही पहिल्यांदा सांगितलं तसं सगळ्यांसमोर बोलायला भीती वाटते.
हो हो
म्हणजे सगळं येत असतं
हो,
पण सगळ्यांसमोर बोलायची म्हणजे भीती वाटते.
भीती वाटतेपेक्षा लेट अस कॉल इट सवय नसते आपली. द डिफिकल्टी आपण असं इंटरप्रेट करतो की इफ आय कॅन स्पीक टू अदर आय एम स्केर्ड, एक्चुअली पीपल आर नॉट यूज्ड टू इट, है ना. सो मेनी पीपल डू नो स्विमिंग, एनीवन नोस एनी स्विमिंग पीपल? जस्ट गिव मी हैंड, स्विमिंग, हाँ 1 2 3 हाथ ऊपर किया. तो अभी इसको मैं अगर लेके पानी के सामने तो वो तो डरने लग जाएगी ना, वो तो डरेगा ना. हाँ चला गया पानी, बहुत अच्छा है, आगे मत जा, नहीं पीछे हटोगे ना. लेकिन जो स्विमिंग आता है उसको क्या, नहीं जाएगा नहीं, क्या क्या होगा, धक्का कोई मारेगा, मैं तो आई सर्वाइव ना. तो पब्लिक स्पीकिंग ऑल्सो लाइक स्विमिंग. पानी पीने में ठीक लगता है, लेकिन बहुत ज्यादा पानी हो गया तो फिर डर लगता है. वही है, ये 1-on-1 आई एम कंफर्टेबल, 1-on-1 यू बोथ आर घंटों बात करेंगे. हाँ? और एक के साथ एकदम डिफरेंट लोग आ गए तो फिर डर लगता है. यू आर नॉट यूज टू इट, दैट्स ऑल इट इज, बट यू हैव टू गेट यूज टू इट. वो सिनेरियो इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी, आप आपके जो बाजू में बैठे ही है उसको तो लेके बैंक में नहीं जाओगे. बैंक का कभी कोई नहीं हो सकता है ना. ये स्टेट का होगा, ये डिस्ट्रिक्ट का होगा, उधर का होगा, इधर का होगा, कोई भी होगा, लड़का हो, ये लड़का होगा, ज्यादा एज का होगा, कम एज का होगा, जो भी होगा ना, यू हैव टू डील विद लॉट ऑफ पीपल। तो आपको सिर्फ यू हैव टू गेट यूज्ड टू इट। ओके, वही है। डर नहीं रहता है, वो डर इज द रिजल्ट ऑफ नॉट प्रैक्टिस। जस्ट इमेजिन, अगर मुझे आज खड़ा कर दे ऑस्ट्रेलिया के पिच पर, आज मुझे, और स्टार्क और बाउ लोग बॉलिंग करे, तो मैं फटेगी। अगर मैं तो मतलब डर ही जाऊंगा ना, तो आप क्या बोलोगे, भाई आपको आता नहीं है ना, यू आर नॉट यूज्ड टू इट, दैट्स द रीजन आई विल गेट स्कैर्ड, सो इट इज क्वाइट ऑब्वियस। बट द थिंग इज दैट डू यू वांट टू बी देयर, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। ओके, गुड, थैंक यू। एनीवन एल्स? या, व्हाट आर यू प्रिपेयरिंग योरसेल्फ फॉर? फर्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, बीसीए। ओके, वेरी गुड। आपको लगता है कि सर भाई ये सब,
This is my weakness.
हाँ,
This is very important for me. I don't know how to talk in public.
हाँ, तो वीकनेस नहीं है वो, आपको वो आदत नहीं है। आप सिंपल अगर समझो ना, आपको आदत नहीं है, तो ये प्लेटफॉर्म हम लोग क्या करने हैं, हम लोग आपको आदत डालने की कोशिश करेंगे। तो अभी पहले बार यहाँ पे आओगे, जैसे मैं जब 12th स्टैंडर्ड में, तो मैं ब्लैंक हो गया था। हाँ, मेरा भी ऐसा टाइम हुआ करता था जब मैं स्टेज पर खड़ा रहता था। आपने कभी, किसी में फीलिंग आया कि नहीं, पैर हिलते हैं, शेक होते हैं, डरते हैं, किसी को फीलिंग आया कि नहीं? मुझे ऑनलाइन मैंने बहुत एक्सपीरियंस किया। तो मैंने क्या किया, ठीक है ना, होता है तो होने दो ना, डरोगे, हाँ, कितना डरोगे यार। आफ्टर सम टाइम वो डर का भी आप, यार छोड़ो, इससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है। अब अभी अगर मैं आपको बुलाऊं, तो यूल सी सो मेनी पीपल, तो डर लगेगा, यार इसके सामने कैसे बोलूं, इसके सामने कैसे बोलूं। आपका पर्सनल प्रेजुडिस आया रहता है उधर। फिर बाद में क्वेश्चन, क्या फर्क पड़ता है यार, व्हाट डिफरेंस इज शी जजेस मी राइटली और रॉन्गली। छोड़ो, मुझे इधर बोलना है। ऑल माई स्टूडेंट्स डोंट लव मी। व्हाई? इट्स अ लॉ ऑफ एवरेजेस। मैं क्यों टेंशन लूं? डज एवरीवन लाइक ऑल एक्टर्स? सब एक्टर्स, आप सबके मूवीज देखते हो नहीं ना? तो किसी को तो मालूम है ना कि मेरा ऑडियंस ये है, तो हमको वही करना है। आई मे नॉट बी अपील टू ऑल ऑफ यू, सम पीपल विल बी अपीलिंग, सम पीपल छोड़ो, इसकी जरूरत नहीं। तो आप, यू आर नॉट यूज्ड टू इट, आई एम यूज्ड टू इट नाउ। मैं पहले सोचता था कि आई मस्ट इंप्रेस हर, आई मस्ट इंप्रेस हिम, भाई वो तो मोबाइल देखने लग गया है, तो गया, मतलब आई स्टार्ट फीलिंग नर्वस। हाँ, थोड़ी देर बाद कुछ लोग तो गप्पे मारते हैं, फिर नर्वस। तो मैंने सोचा, छोड़ो यार, मेरा क्या काम है, मुझे एक सिलेबस है, मुझे आपको वो डिलीवर करना है, वो डिलीवर करना है। There was a time when I used to tell my students, मैं I used to take other management courses, तो जिसको इंटरेस्ट नहीं वो थोड़ा सा पीछे जाए, वो आप आपके नॉवल खोले, आप नॉवल करो, आपका मोबाइल करो, आपको जो भी करना है करो। सो व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड बिकमिंग कंफर्टेबल विद दैट, आई स्टार्टेड बिकमिंग दैट, छोड़ो ठीक है, किसी को तो सुनना नहीं है मुझे, ठीक है ना, तो आप पीछे जाओ, आराम से बैठो, अटेंडेंस देना पड़ता है ना, इसलिए बैठो, ठीक है ना। सो व्हेन यू स्टार्ट गेटिंग यूज्ड टू इट, आपको इधर आना पड़ता है। स्लो बॉल आएगा, यॉर्कर आएगा, बाउंसर आएगा, ये बॉल आएगा, वो आपको सिर्फ आदत नहीं है, सिर्फ इतना समझो। डे यू स्टार्ट अंडरस्टँडिंग की मुझे आदत नाही आहे, मला सवय नाही बोलायची लोकांसमोर, देन यू स्टार्ट अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि हाँ मुझे भी ये आदत करके लेनी है, तो आपको उतरना पड़ेगा पानी में। आने के इर्द गिर्द घूम के कुछ नहीं होगा। ऐसे मेरे जैसे और 50 भी लेक्चर लोगे आप, लेकिन उससे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, आपको वो पानी में जाना पड़ता है। दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। गुड। और कोई भी जस्ट रैंडमली, व्हाट आर यू प्रिपेयरिंग योरसेल्फ फॉर? कैट के लिए, हाँ, मतलब सी, हाँ, मतलब इसके लिए एमबीए। हाउ डू रिलेट कि भाई ये जो स्किल है, जो कम्युनिकेशन, पब्लिक कम्युनिकेशन, इससे मुझे फायदा होगा
सो
कैसे? हाँ,
है क्योंकि मेरे पापा बिजनेसमैन है।
Okay.
तो मुझे हर बार एक ही बात बोलते हैं वो कि ये चीज अगर मीठी रही तो तू जग जिंकू शकतो आणि जग तेव्हा जिंकू शकतो जेव्हा बोलशील. सो आय थिंक
बरोबर आहे.
कम्युनिकेशन इज इम्पॉर्टंट.
व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. बरोबर.
आणि पुढे जाऊन प्रमोशन वगैरे झालं, लिडरशिप साठी पण इम्पॉर्टंट आहे.
बरोबर.
सो त्यासाठी कम्युनिकेशन इम्पॉर्टंट.
बरोबर. आणि हे राईटली ना, यू कीप दिस व्हेरी स्वीट. It will not be very sweet also. Because very sweet is like diabetic. बहुत ज्यादा ही मीठा है। लेकिन अगर वो स्वीट कैसा रहेगा, अगर ये आप कम बात करो और ज्यादा सुनो। जब आता है कस्टमर बिजनेस, कस्टमर की सुनते हैं ना, पहले क्या चाहिए उसको, पहले आप उससे बात भी ना करो, लेकिन उसको जो एग्जैक्ट चाहिए वो आपने उसको दे दिया, बस हो गया, ट्रांजेक्शन इज कंप्लीट, यू हैव बिकम अ वेरी सक्सेसफुल पार्ट ऑफ अ सोसाइटी, इजंट इट? दैट्स व्हाट वी वांट टू बी। हम लोग अभी अलग अलग है, इसलिए हम लोग अभी डर रहे हैं। हमको वी वांट टू बी पार्ट ऑफ द सोसाइटी थ्रू बैंकिंग, थ्रू मैनेजमेंट, थ्रू वेरियस अदर थिंग्स। और कोई, व्हाट आर यू प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर? एमसी। डू यू रिलेट कि भाई कहां पे ये तो काम में आएगा? या मैं अगर ट्रेनिंग लूं ऐसे पब्लिक कम्युनिकेशन, पब्लिक स्पीकिंग में, उससे मुझे फायदा होगा? मुझे फायदा होगा कि पहले वो सब सोचो।
में तो इम्पोर्टेंट है कम्युनिकेशन।
हाँ, किधर कि कौन सा ऐसा सिनेरियो होगा कि जहां मुझे लगेगा अरे यार मुझे तो ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि मैं इधर बात नहीं कर पाई। आप सोचो ना, यू थिंक योरसेल्फ इन इन्फोसिस और यू आर देयर इन एक्सेंचर, किधर तो किसी तो आईटी कंपनी में जाओगे, तो आईटी कंपनी में आपको कहाँ पे लगेगा कि डिफिकल्टी, अरे मैं नहीं बात कर सकूंगी, इतने लोगों के समय कहाँ, अलग अलग लोग भी रहते हैं, नॉट नेसेसरी एवरीडे द फर्स्ट डे ऑफ जॉब यू आर नॉट बी मेड टू स्टैंड ऑन द स्टेज, ऐसा कोई नहीं होता है। बट इवन अलग लोगों से बात करना भी एक अलग ये रहता है ना, इट्स अ स्किल। तो हाउ डू इमेजिन कहाँ पे आपको लगता है डिफिकल्टी है? Any scenario where you find yourself difficult expressing? कस्टमर्स के साथ या कलीग्स? डू हैव वर्क एक्सपीरियंस? किधर काम किया है? नहीं, अच्छे कॉलेज में तो गए हो ना, कॉलेज में कैसे रहते हो, मतलब आर यू एबल टू आस्क क्वेश्चंस इन द क्लासरूम? हाँ, खड़े रह गया मुझे नहीं समझ में आया, वो सबसे बहुत डिफिकल्ट रहता है ना, बिकॉज इट एक्सपोजेज योर इग्नोरेंस। मुझे नहीं आता है, तो बाकी लोग तो हंसने चालू हो जाते हैं क्योंकि उनको पता चल जाता है ना। तो ऐसा कभी आपको डिफिकल्टी आया है? नहीं, यू आर एबल टू कम्युनिकेट वेल, सो यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट दिस इज, आप जब पूछते हो देन यू फॉरगेट व्हाट अदर्स आर गोइंग टू थिंक, राइट ना। आप जब क्वेश्चन देखो, अगर मैंने अभी कुछ इक्वेशन लिख दिया इधर, हाँ ए प्लस बी स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू ए स्क्वायर माइनस 2ab प्लस बी स्क्वायर, गलत लिख दिया मैंने, तो आपको अगर डाउट है तो आप पूछ रहे हो ना, ये नहीं सोचोगे ना कि बाकी लोग क्या सोचेंगे, है ना। तो दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट। तो कम्युनिकेशन में और एक रहता है कि पब्लिक कम्युनिकेशन में इफ यू आर एबल टू ब्लॉक अदर्स एंड फोकस ऑन द कम्युनिकेशन, है ना। इज इट ओके? आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड, आई थिंक सो यू हैव ऑलरेडी अंडरस्टूड द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ इट। हाँ,
बट नॉट ऑलवेज ब्लॉक करता है, प्रत्येक विचार पण करावा लागतो बोलताना की समोरच्याला ते हर्ट नाही झालं.
समोरच्या नाही, मी जेव्हा पब्लिक स्पीकिंग म्हणजे असं बोलतोय, आता मी तुझ्याशी बोलतोय, आय एम स्पीकिंग टू यू, देर आर अदर पीपल आउट देयर ऑल्सो, बट नाउ आई एम फोकसिंग ऑन यू, राइट. सो नाउ आई कैनॉट बी थिंकिंग व्हाट द अदर पर्सन इज थिंकिंग, आई हैव टू स्पीक, सो आई हैव टू ब्लॉक दैट टाइम, है ना. ब्लॉकिंग बरंच वेगळे 2-3 गोष्टी असतात ब्लॉकिंग. सी व्हेन आय कम अँड आय एम स्पीकिंग टू यू, आय एम स्पीकिंग अबाउट कम्युनिकेशन. माझं पर्सनल लाईफ पण आहे ना काहीतरी, आता ते मी येऊ शकतं का त्याच्यात माझ्या बोलण्यात? नाही, त्याला मी ब्लॉक करून टाकलं ना. माझी फॅमिली, माझे फ्रेंड्स, माझं बाकी हे जे आहे ते मी ब्लॉक करून टाकलं ना. तेव्हा आय एम फोकसिंग ऑन दिस. तर मोमेंट जेव्हा तुम्ही ज्या पर्पजसाठी बोलतात दॅट यू कम्युनिकेट व्हेरी वेल, दॅट इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट, राईट का? करेक्ट मी इफ आय एम रॉंग. बरोबर? येस येस, एनीवन एल्स? बोलो. एक 10 मिनिटं
हाँ
चालेल ना? ओके, 10 मिनट्स. अरे टाइम लिमिट पता चल गया, ज्यादा नहीं वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. तो सुनना बहुत मुश्किल है, और ऐसे बैठ के तो सुनना, तो इफ यू आई वुड बीन इन योर प्लेस आई वुड हैव स्लेप्ट बाय दिस टाइम. ये मस्त कितना देर सुनेंगे? हाँ? और कोई? व्हाट इज द एग्जाम दैट यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग? एंड एमसीए. हाउ डू रिलेट? कुछ कम्युनिकेशन स्किल का तड़का चाहिए या नहीं रहेगा तो भी चलेगा?
नहीं चाहिए.
चाहिए, तड़का चाहिए. किधर आपको स्वाद आएगा उसका?
प्रेझेंटेशन करताना
प्रेझेंटेशन
client
करताना,
सोबत बोलताना
क्लायंट सोबत बोलताना, बर
अजून टॉक्स
हा
म्हणजे कलिग सोबत
कलिक, येस येस,
बॉस सोबत
So you-
कम्युनिकेट करताना
कम्युनिकेट करता है। तर तो लोग, तुम लोग बोलोगे तो ये तो वन ऑन वन टॉक हो गया ना। तो ये जो आप पब्लिक कम्युनिकेशन बोल रहे हो, इधर खड़ा रह के उसे बात करने का, उससे क्या फर्क पड़ने वाला है? क्वेश्चन तो मुझे भी ये क्वेश्चन हो रहा था कि ये तो आप वैसे भी करोगे, कलीग से बात करोगे, वन ऑन वन तो उधर ही होगा ना। तो ये जो मैं सिखा रहा हूं पब्लिक कम्युनिकेशन, उससे वो पर्सनल कम्युनिकेशन कैसे इंप्रूव होगा? बिकॉज अंडरस्टैंड दैट इज नॉट पर्सनल कम्युनिकेशन, दैट इज अगेन प्रोफेशनल कम्युनिकेशन। आप तो उसको यारी दोस्ती के बारे में बात नहीं करने वाले हो, आपका जो भी होगा, हाँ, तो आप प्रोफेशनल टॉक होगा। तो लेकिन आप पब्लिक कम्युनिकेशन जब इंप्रूव होता है, यू कम आउट ऑफ दैट पर्सनल जोन, आप प्रेजुडाइज से बाहर निकल जाते हो, और जो सामने वाला आदमी है ना, उससे फर्क पड़ता है। नाउ दिस हेल्प मी आफ्टर डूइंग माई एमबीए। वंस आई डन माई एमबीए, आई हैड ऑलरेडी डन माई पब्लिक स्पीकिंग कोर्स। इट्स कॉल्ड अगेन डेल कार्नेगी, जो नाम लिखा था डेल कार्नेगी का एक पब्लिक स्पीकिंग कोर्स था। सो आई वेंट थ्रू इट। एक 15 सेशंस का कोर्स रहता है। तो पहले 5 सेशन तो कांपने में ही निकल जाते हैं। तो बाकी जो 5 सेशन रहते हैं उसमें आप बोर हो जाते हो डरने का। फर्स्ट 5 सेशन फियर, नेक्स्ट 5 सेशन बोर ऑफ फियर, क्या है इसको रोज नहीं देखता हूं, इसको रोज ही देखता हूं, अभी क्या है, मैं तो बोलने वाला हूं। एंड लास्ट 5 सेशंस आई डेवलप माई ओन स्टाइल। फिर मैं आई फ्लावर, फिर मैं पावर बन जाता हूं अपना, फिर मैं वो ही नहीं रहता हूं, फिर मैं अपना एक स्टाइल, एक अपना एक अलग सा स्टाइल। सो दिस स्टाइल दैट आई विच आई एम स्पीकिंग, इट हैज कम थ्रू मी बिकॉज आई हैव ओवरकम दैट फियर। अभी मैं अपने स्टाइल से बात कर, ओके। तो वो जो जब स्टाइल आपका हो जाता है, देन यू कम आउट ऑफ योर पर्सनल प्रेजुडिसेस, राइट? एंड देन व्हेनेवर आई वाज वर्किंग एट नरीमन पॉइंट in a finance company. At that time I was in Mumbai. So I had to go and meet the MDs, the CEOs of company, because we were into finance. We had to underwrite. अगर IPO आता है ना, उसका अंडरराइटिंग का रहता है, you have to go and meet the CEOs because they are going to say, चलो ठीक है, मैं 50 करोड़ लगाती हूँ इसमें। तो I had to go and meet a lot of people. So that time when I went, you will not believe me, friends, I could easily go and speak to any person in the world. जबकि मेरा खुद का वीपी, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट, उधर तो बिंदास जाता है बात करता है, मैं आई एम ओके ना, कि मैं अपना पर्सनल प्रेजुडिस से निकल के जो काम का बात है उतना ही उधर लेके जाता हूं। वो क्या बोलेंगे, हाँ या ना, हम आपको बिजनेस दे रहे हैं या नहीं दे रहे, और क्या करने वाले, है ना? वो थोड़ी बोलेगा तू क्यों आया, कैसे आया, कब आया, और तू कैसे बात कर सकते हैं मेरे से, ऐसा तो कोई नहीं पूछने वाला मुझसे। बस वो क्लियरिटी हो गया। आई वॉज मोर सक्सेसफुल। So this public speaking actually helped me to even communicate one on one. I was more confident. और हमें जो जितना डर लगता है ना बात करने में, MDs and CEOs, they are the best people to speak to. They are the best people to speak to. सबसे डिफिकल्ट स्पीकिंग किसे होता है मालूम है क्या? जो प्यून रहता है, सबसे डिफिकल्ट रहता है। उसको कन्विंस करना, उसके आगे ही नहीं जा सकते आप, है ना? आप समझे ना? आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड। एमडीज एंड सीईओज आर द ब्यूटीफुल स्वीट पीपल। वो आपको समझ में आएगा, हाँ 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 बेटा, हाँ बेटा, काम लेना लेगा, नहीं लेना छोड़ देंगे आपको। और वो बहुत अच्छे से बात करते हैं। तो बट इनसे डिफिकल्टी रहते हैं। यस, एनीवन एल्स? व्हाट आर यू प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर? फॉर व्हाट इज दैट? हाँ, तो उसके लिए आप कहाँ पे आपको लगता है उधर आपका कम्युनिकेशन कम? हाँ,
अच्छे से कम्युनिकेट कर सकती हूँ। तो जो प्लान हम बनाने वाले हैं वो पूरा हो सकता था, बट कम्युनिकेशन की वजह से वो और भी बेटर हो सकता है।
बेटर हो सकता है, हाँ, बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो सकता है, बराबर है ना? जहां पे अपना खुद का डर बीच में नहीं आता है तो आप अच्छे से कर सकते हो, बराबर है। और कोई वॉलंटरी बोलो अभी। यस, व्हाट आर यू प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर? बैंकिंग। आपको कहाँ लगता है कि बैंकिंग में आपको अच्छा कम्युनिकेशंस आ गया तो जरा थोड़ा सा एक एडवांटेज रहेगा? हाँ या नहीं? ऐसा कुछ नहीं। देखो, आप नहीं भी बोलोगे तो भी मैं समझ में आ जाऊँ, मुझे समझ में आएगा। हाँ
सब टॉपिक तो बता दिया आपने।
हाँ, नहीं, आपका रिलेशन देखो क्या होता है, हम लोग सिर्फ सुन के डोंट गेट मोटिवेटेड, है ना। तो कभी कभी क्या करते हैं हम लोग, कुछ एक्सटर्नल फैक्टर्स को रिस्पॉन्ड करते हैं, डोंट डू एनीथिंग बिकॉज ऑफ एक्सटर्नल फैक्टर्स, है ना। बीच में मैंने किसी मतलब सुना था, जो लोग ये IAS IPS इसके लिए जो प्रिपेयर करते हैं ना, सिविल सर्विसेज के लिए, आपके जैसे लोग हैं जैसे, वो काफी लोग ना, बाकी लोग ये सुन के इंप्रेस हो जाते हैं, अरे मुझे भी IAS करना है, मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ IAS की प्रिपरेशन, मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ IPS की प्रिपरेशन। वो सिर्फ वो वही इसमें इमेजिन में रहते, उनका खुद का मोटिवेशन नहीं रहता। सर हाँ, अभी मैं काफी आई एम टेलिंग यू फ्रैंकली बिकॉज एक्सपीरियंस में आई हैव कम टू दोज हु आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर CET, you know, there are a lot of people today who do their MBA for what reasons, you know, to get married. And let me clarify, it's not the girls. Yes, please. तो समझे, उनका क्लियर है, मोटिवेशन बड़ा क्लियर है, बड़ा क्लियर है, बिकॉज टुडे देर इज अ रियल टफ टाइम गेटिंग मैरिड. गेटिंग ए जॉब इज इजियर टुडे, गेटिंग मैरिड इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट. हाँ, आपको लगता है उतना सिंपल लड़कियां नहीं रही अभी. हाँ, वो तो बुरा सकता सब निकालने वाली. सो नाउ इफ यू डोंट स्टैंड अप टू दैट क्वालिफिकेशंस, मैं ये क्यों कह रहा हूँ, डोंट टेक इट पर्सनली, मैं कह रहा हूँ व्हाट इज द रीजन. सो इंटरनल रीजन रहता है ये, लगता तो MBA कर रहा है लड़का, हाँ वाह वाह वाह. तो जब मैं बात करता हूँ, आई हैव ओपन टॉक, अरे क्या कर तू कर, या तुम तो ऑलरेडी बिजनेस है लोगों का, अच्छे से कमा रहा है. वो मार्केट अलग है, उस मार्केट में अलग क्राइटेरिया चलते हैं, है ना. आई होप यू नो इट, आई डोंट टू टेल. सो इसलिए आपका क्या रिलेशन है इस कम्युनिकेशन से, वो इम्पोर्टेंट है. नॉट दैट मैं इंप्रेस कर रहा हूँ बहुत अच्छा है, आपका जो नेबर है वो अच्छा वो है, आपको लग रहा है, नहीं लग रहा है तो नहीं लग रहा है, डोंट वरी. तो डू थिंक यू रिलेट कुछ. लगता है कि ये स्किल कहाँ आपको, हाँ भाई देखो ऐसा है कि वी आर ऑल सिटीजन्स ऑफ दिस कंट्री, वी आर ऑल वॉरियर्स, वी आर ऑल सोल्जर्स, वी आर ऑल, कोई लोग बॉर्डर पे, कोई लोग हम लोग अंदर है, वी आर सिविलियंस, बट सिविलियंस ऑल्सो आर in a way warriors, na. You are all working, you are also getting trained, soldiers are also getting trained, but a soldier also carries a gun along with that person. Why? Because that is going to help him, है ना, to serve the nation, save us, destroy the enemy. तो उसको वो गन बहुत जरूरी है, तो फिर गन चलाना तो उसको आना चाहिए ना. तो वो स्किल इंपॉर्टेंट है कि नहीं उसके लिए, आप समझिए मेरा कहने का मतलब. सो ये एक स्किल है आपके साथ, आप रखो, गन रखो या ना रखो, वो आपके ऊपर है. तो आपको वो चाहिए या नहीं है, तो क्यों चाहिए. नहीं तो सिर्फ गन कैरी करने का, चलाना नहीं आता, ये चला दे कैसे पता नहीं है, कहां से दिखता नहीं, पता नहीं चलता कैसे मांगने, वो भी इंपॉर्टेंट है ना. सो व्हाट इज योर रिलेशन. अरे डरो मत, बोलो क्या आपको क्या लगता है ना. देखो सीधे सिनेरियो, आपको इतना बोलने के लिए भी इतना मुश्किल हो रहा है ना. सो अंडरस्टैंड दैट. सो हम लोग ये करने की कोशिश करेंगे कि आप नॉर्मल कम्युनिकेशन तो करो. आप तो अभी सिर्फ बैठ के बात कर रहे हो, आप सोचो मैंने आपको यहां पे बुला लिया तो क्या हो जाएगा. एंड दैट व्हेन यू आर ऑन एयर, व्हेन यू आर लॉट ऑफ पीपल, है ना. डोंट टेंशन मत लो, डोंट वरी, आई एम देयर विथ यू, आई एम देयर एज अ कोच. मैं कि एक पहले इससे कि मैं आपको जज करने ही नहीं आया हूं कि ये अच्छा है ये रॉन्ग है, आई एम गोइंग टू हेल्प एवरी पर्सन. आपका फ्रेंड, व्हाट आर यू प्रिपेयरिंग योरसेल्फ फॉर. हाँ, SSC का फुल फॉर्म क्या है. स्टाफ सिलेक्शन कमीशन. हाँ, रिलेटेड टू पुलिस. मैं तो दुआ मांगता हूँ कि पुलिस अच्छे से बात करूं उनसे, और मैं उससे भी अच्छे से बात करूं. तो आपको लगता है कि कम्युनिकेशन स्किल, अच्छे से बात करना इज अ आर्ट, क्या वो एक ये होना चाहिए, एरोगेंसी होना चाहिए. हाँ,
your involvement is with public.
पब्लिक, राइट.
So you should be like whatever the problem he is facing,
Ah.
we should solve that.
You should.
And also, we should make the surrounding like peaceful.
बराबर.
Whatever you still have or whatever you still are learning should be so clear that it should be making the society.
Fantastic. Very good. Very good. So nice. You really put it well. See, we are all, you're talking about banking. So there also you have a lot of power. See, understand, आप जो भी पोस्ट पे आज जाने वाले हो किधर भी एक जगह रहता है, आप वो एक पावर की दोस्त है. पुलिस इज वन पावर. इवन आप जो कस्टमर सर्विस है, बैंकिंग है, किधर भी एक पावर का है आप, तो उसका आप या तो आप मिसयूज कर सकते हो या तो आप ब्यूटिफुली कर सकते हो जिसे फ्रिक्शन नहीं हो. बराबर है. सी पुलिस नेवर यूजेस द लाठी फर्स्ट. दैट इज द लास्ट रिजॉर्ट ऑलवेज. पहले बातचीत से ही रुकता होता है. इवन ऑन द बॉर्डर एवरीडे हम लोग फायरिंग नहीं करते बैठते, मारते नहीं रहते, उल्टा कम फायरिंग हो अच्छा रहता है. राइट. सो दैट कीप्स द पीस एंड वो से एब्सोल्युटली. सो अंडरस्टैंडिंग एंड दिस इज वेरी गुड. चलो बहुत देर हो गया है, 1 बज चुका है. ओके हमारा अभी टेस्ट बर्ड्स, स्टमक, टजन सेल्स, देर ऑल लाइक कॉलिंग. सो गुड. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा आप लोग पार्टिसिपेट हुए एंड यू ऑल heard me, listened to me and interacted and understood. So next time when I come, then I'll now come out with a plan. Exactly what all exercises I am going to take. See, it's not going to be only lectures, and this is the last lecture you will be listening. Henceforth, it is going to be sessions. So either it is going to be group discussion sessions, either it will be interview sessions, either it is going to be public speaking sessions, either it is going to be email writing sessions, or so many of these sessions. Now, henceforth, ये तो पहला सिर्फ हो गया, एडवर्टाइजमेंट हो चुका है. अभी जो लोग आप में से आओगे तो we'll go through sessions where you will be participating. Okay, I may be standing there and you will be participating, doing some group discussions. उसमें से then we'll start developing slowly. धीरे धीरे what I'm trying to do is getting you into the water. उस पानी में मैं उतर रहा हूँ. धीरे धीरे जाएंगे. एकदम सडनली जाओगे तो गोते खाओगे, है ना. फिर पानी वानी नाक मुंह में जाएगा तो फिर बाद में आप डर जाते हो उस पानी से. हम लोग धीरे धीरे से करेंगे. ओके, ऑल आर देयर विथ मी henceforth also? Thank you very much. Good day. Have a nice day. आपका अटेंडेंस ले रहे ना, अटेंडेंस लिया जाता है ऑटोमेटिकली. ठीक, चलो, थैंक यू वेरी मच. आपका दूसरा भी लेक्चर है? नहीं. Thank you. See you next time. Thank you.
टॉपिक झाले ना, मला रेकॉर्डिंग मी ऑन केलेलं आहे. हा, त्याचा जर सपोज म्हणजे ऍक्च्युली 2 बॅचला पण होऊन जातात. इन केस जर तुम्ही असं ठरवलं की 3 बॅच पॉसिबल झालं, एक रेकॉर्डेड एक ऑनलाईन, 90 त्याचे चान्सेस वाढते. ठीक आहे सर, मी करेन.